What's up, guys? Welcome back to another MCOC Alliance War. This is the first war of Season 8. Recently, I took Proxima Midnight up to rank 5, so just want to start bringing her to war, trying to get used to her, but it probably won't be until the next event quest that I really start to get a good feel for her. Still working things out as far as how much damage she can do, and still keep forgetting about the stuns on the L2 and L3. So I do use her in 3 fights in this war. As you see right there, I used her against a rank 3 Darkhawk, and yeah, as soon as I got to the L2, dropped the L2 and finished off the fight. He didn't have too much health, so I didn't have to worry about the what is it? He gets auto block if you knock him down. So yeah, I knew I was going to be able to finish out the fight, so I didn't have to worry about that. So up next, I knew I was going in up against a Modoc, and the plan was to try to have the true accuracy whenever I attacked him, you know, whenever he had his shield up. That way I didn't have to worry about taking the shield down. And so for this one, the parry is the first mission, so able to parry him each time, though I did have some bad Bane transfers, but as you see, got to the L2 just after finishing the first mission and was able to drop that and finish him off. He was a rank 3, so that's why I was able to finish him off so quickly. If he was rank 4 or 5, then yeah, I would have had to do another special. So this next fight, I thought about bringing in Proxima for this one as well, but decided not to. Saw there was a tech and wasn't sure who it was going to be, so yeah, I brought in Void, and good thing because it's a Sentinel, so yeah, I wouldn't be able to do much damage outside of the 3rd special. And actually, I don't mind fighting Sentinel. I don't worry about building up the analysis charges against me. Just go ahead and bait out the specials. I actually kind of like when he has full analysis because he's not using as much power on the specials. So as long as he's constantly throwing his specials, it's not too hard for me to bait him out. Then it's not a bad fight because I just do a few hits and then back off, try to bait out a special. See there, he threw a heavy attack, so went in. Try my best not to push him to 2 bars of power, but if I do, I'm not too worried when using Void, just because Void is immune to incineration. So even if I block part of the 2nd special, or even if I get hit by it, it won't do, it won't finish me off, because the big thing about it is the incineration damage. But yeah, you see I'm about to finish him off there. Yeah, once you get into Fear the Void, then yeah, their health just really starts dropping. So up next, got a Domino here, and once again thought about using Proxima Midnight, but the fact that there's that chance that you could fail that yeah, the 15% chance of failing missions, I decided not to, because I didn't want to complete a mission and then not get the buff because of the 15% chance for it to fail. So went ahead with Void. It's not as bad with Void if 1 or 2 of the debuffs don't apply. Obviously you want the petrified debuffs to apply the quickest, and actually in this fight I didn't have too much. I think I only got unlucky like once or twice in here. I'm not sure, but yeah, it actually went a lot better than normal. There are times where I fight her, and 1, she doesn't want to throw specials, and 2, I have a lot of trouble applying the debuffs. And the only reason why I'm doing so good in this fight is because she has suicides. If not for that, then yeah, she'd probably have like 50% more health at that point. And then you have to worry about going into Fear the Void, which I have in the past. Even though I wasn't unlucky, I still failed to trigger Fear the Void just because that 15% chance of debuffs to fail. So up next, got Iron Man Infinity War, and this person is running suicides as well. A lot of suicides in this war, which I'm not complaining about. Really like when, except for if I'm fighting Omega Red, that's the only champion that I don't want to have suicides. But or actually no, there's also Mr. Sinister now, because his L1 can transfer his oh man, that's, now that I'm thinking about it, that is really going to suck. Because his L1 can transfer the suicide, so if the person's running suicides, well, for one, you want to wait until they get rid of the bleed before pushing them to an L1, but you're still going to have to worry about that poison. So yeah, that's really going to suck in these future wars. But yeah, not too much going on with this war, or this fight here. Like I said, he's running suicide, so he dropped pretty quickly, or fairly quickly. So up next, got a Ultron, and I decided to go with Proxima on this one as well. Just get a little bit of a little more testing with her. Trying to complete this mission as quickly as possible. He bites into it for a little while, and then had a little bit more trouble getting this last one. I think I get it right here. I'm not sure. Yeah, so I finally get it right there. So at this point, I should go to L3 and then bait out a special. Make sure that he has less than 1 bar of power, and before dropping my L3, but I do mess up. You see, I'm now trying to complete the second mission. Mistime the parry there, trying to get a parry, then heavy attack, parry, heavy attack. That's what I want to do to complete this mission. So he goes over bar power. Was actually expecting him to throw a special there. I wasn't expecting him to charge in. So right here, complete the mission. I should have baited out the special here. Like I said, I keep forgetting about the long stun on here. And then also, I meant to pop the cosmic power boost before going into this fight, but I did not. So yeah, if I would have done that, then this fight would have been a lot differently. And then the other thing that I forget about is his awakened ability. Got caught with the evade and hit back. But yeah, the awaken ability, which allows him to regenerate all of that health back. And when I paused, when I was watching his back and I paused it, I saw that I got him down to 5% with that first crit. But yeah, he ended up healing back. So because this has, I forget how much healing on this, he ended up getting more health back on that fight than that L2 than what he had. But I finally figured out, dropped the L1, which did a lot of damage, so that's what I should have been doing. If not doing the L3, then dropping the L1 on him after completing the missions. So up next, we got a Nebula here, and this fight went a little bit longer than what it should have, just because I was having some issues baiting out specials. I was doing the whole dash back dance. She would dash back, and then I'd stand there, and then when she dashed in, I would back up, and then she would back up. I forgot about the strike back there. I don't know why, but I always forget about the strike back on this node. I know it's there, but yeah, when we're in the fight, I just throw the L1, trying to get the debuffs on them, and forget about the strike back. But yeah, typically after the first one, then I remember for the rest of the fight. So trying to hold off, finally get that petrified debuff. So this is what I was talking about. Just dash in and dash back, dash in and dash back, dash in and dash back. So annoying when they do that. And finally, when I get cornered, then she finally wants to throw the special. But at this point, we're about to go into Fear the Void. So I can throw this L1 without giving it power. And go back to trying to bait out a special. Dash back. Dash in, dash back. Dash in. And dash back. Even after doing the one hit there, still dash back. Finally throwing the special. Got the recoil in, and yeah, she's about to go down, so I don't even, just attacking into her block, and of course she dashes back. So that finishes my fights for this war. We did end up losing this war, so starting off 0-1, and as you see, we left one boss standing, which isn't good. But yeah, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.